up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hold up, let me fix something, man. I gotta fix the volume. Hold on a second, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. All right. Looks like we good. Looks like we good. Let me get back up in here. All right. The volume is good. The volume is good. All right. Let me get on the Facebook real quick, y'all. Give me a second. Don't forget, as soon as you join the stream, hit that like button down below. Make sure you like this button. Don't forget, share this video to your friends right now so your friends can come in and join the discussion, y'all. Let me send this to Facebook really quick. Give me a second, y'all. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you all for joining. Yes, yes, yes. Almost done. Hold up, hold up. All right. There we go. There we go. We got it. All right, I had to put it up on Facebook there, man. Thank y'all for joining the stream tonight, everybody. How y'all doing? Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. I see G Mafia is here. Brooklyn's in the house. Brooklyn, what up? G Mafia, what's good? I see P Gamer. P Gamer's here. P Gamer. P Gamer. P Gamer. Thanks for joining the stream early. Appreciate it. G Mafia, happy 20th anniversary to the Il Nana. That's right, Foxy Brown, yo. 1996. November 1996. Il Nana was released. Thank you very much, G Mafia, for that. First top 10 Billboard by a female MC. Woo, we getting knowledge tonight. Blocker is here. Blocker time. What's good? Good to see you, homie. Where them videos at, man? I'm going on your channel. Where the reviews at, Blocker? Put some reviews up, man. I'm looking for the reviews. Shout out to Blocker time. 16, what up, big brother? You know it's always good to see you. Good to see you too. I'm waiting for your videos, man. Get your boys up in there. Get your team together. Put some videos up. Yo, let's get into it tonight, man. Let's get into it tonight, y'all. We're going to have a discussion tonight. We're going to talk about... Tonight we're going to talk about the killing of yet another hip-hop rap artist, Young Dolph. We're going to talk about that tonight. Also, we're going to go over last night's verses with Stephanie Mills and Shaka Khan. So we're also going to go over recap. We're going to recap what happened last night. But first things first, don't forget to hit the like button as soon as you join this stream. Don't forget to go out, send the video out to any of your friends that likes 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s hip-hop so they can join the conversation tonight. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Another hip-hop artist is gone. Another hip-hop artist is gunned down in the streets. Another senseless act of gun violence. I often question myself and ask myself, why is America so obsessed with guns? I always ask myself, why do people murder someone else that has more than you? Is it hate? Do we hate each other that much? Do we hate people that are more successful than us? Do we hate people that are shining? Or are we just a destructive race? Looking at the footage from what they put out so far that caught the perpetrators in the act, these two young men jumped out of a Mercedes-Benz. Not a hoopty, Not a 1995 Toyota Camry. Not a 1999 or a 2001 Kia. No, these men jumped out of a BMW. It doesn't look like they took any of his jewelry. It doesn't look like they went there to rob him. They went there to take his life. I want to talk about something tonight, y'all. I'm going to hit the comments before I get into what I want to talk about tonight. G Mafia is here. G Mafia, thanks for joining the stream. G Mafia has a cry emoji. Yes. Another sad time in hip hop. Blocker Time says also Ja Rule, The Last Temptation 19th anniversary. All right, shout out to Ja Rule. Blocker Time said, my favorite video you ever did is Hard Knock Life Volume 2 from Jay-Z. Thank you. Blocker Time, appreciate that. G Mafia says, more money, more problems. Biggie said that back in the 90s. And that still rings true today. Blocker Time says, any album review suggestions? Blocker, I would like to see you do a Tupac album review. Choose any Tupac album you want to review, Blocker, go ahead. I would like to see a Tupac album review. So let me get into what we're going to talk about tonight, y'all. There has been no other time in the life of hip-hop that we have the opportunities to change our life more than right now. There is no other time in hip-hop that we have the opportunities now to change our lives, change our communities, change the surroundings around us. You look at the black churches now, you look at even all the churches that's around this country, there is opportunities now where there's a lot of people going to church. Whether they go to church on Thursdays, Saturdays, they go to church on Sundays. You look around your neighborhood, there are churches all over in your neighborhoods. Whether it's black churches, Spanish churches, or Jewish, there's churches all over. And there are people going to these churches from their communities, donating money to these churches every single week. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of donations donating to their local churches. There has been no time in history that these churches couldn't take some of that money, the same money that the people in the community is putting into the churches, take some of that money and put it back into the community. Help the old lady down the street fix her porch. Help granny that doesn't have a good stove in her home, help her buy a new stove. Thanksgiving is coming up. The church can do a turkey drive and give back turkeys to the community. Take some money from all that money they're donating in the church and help build a rec center for the kids, so on the weekends they can go and play basketball safe in a rec center. I want to go through the history of hip hop with you guys tonight. I want to go through genres. As you know, there's many genres out here. There's rap, there's R&B, there's country, there's pop, there's rock, there's house. There is no other genre of music that are killing their own musicians like hip hop. Not rock and roll, not reggae, not salsa, not country music, None of those. There is no genre in hip hop that is killing their own artists like hip hop. No genre in music. There's no genre in music that are killing their own people like hip hop are killing their own people. We're gonna take a look back at a few genres. We're gonna start in 1985. 1985, the top 10 music genres in America. This is the top 10 music genres in America in 1985. I'm going to start from number 10 and I'm going to work my way up to number 1. So we're going to start number 10 and we're going to go to the number 1 genre in 1985. So we're going to start at the bottom. Number 10, indie rock, ballad, new age, electro, soul, punk, disco, and the top 3 genres of music in 1985 was house music, pop rock, and techno pop. So 1985, music industries making their most money. The music industry is making their most money off of techno pop, pop rock, and house. Those are the 3 top genres in 85. Let's jump to 1990, 5 years later. 5 years later, number 10 to number 1. Number 10, down-tempo, ballad, alternate rock, hard rock, indie rock, techno, punk, techno-punk, and the top 3 genres, Eurodance, pop rock, and house music. So 5 years ago, house music was number 3. In 1990, house music has jumped up to number 1. Okay, 1990, house music, number 1 genre. Excuse me. Hip hop is nowhere to be found. Rap is nowhere to be found. 1990 on the charts, top 10 charts. Nowhere to be found. Let's jump to 1995. We're going to start number 10. We're going to work up to number 1. 1995. Techno pop. Number 9. Number 9. Hip hop and rap. Number 9. 1995. Hip hop and rap enters the top 10 best-selling music genres. We're going up. We got down-tempo, indie rock, alternate rock, punk, techno, country music. The top 3, 1995, Eurodance, pop rock, house music. Again, house music holding down the top spot, 1995. And if you remember, hip hop, early 70s, 80s, we started to take off. As you can see with the numbers, 90s is when hip hop started to really make a movement in music. Not the top 5, not the top 3, all the way down number 9. That's 1995, all right? We're going to jump to 2000. Let's jump to 2000. Top 10. Number 10, techno pop, down-tempo, alternate rock, electro, techno, and at number 6, hip hop and rap. 5 years ago, they were number 3, hip hop and rap. They're up to number 5, country music, indie rock, and the top 3 music genres, punk, pop rock, and number 1, once again, house music. This is in 2000, all right? We're going to jump to 2010. 2010, 10 years later, number 10, techno pop, deep house, techno house, electro, indie rock, alternate rock, R&B. R&B makes the charts. R&B, techno, and the top 3 in 2010, the top 3 music genres. Number 3, punk. Number 2, house music. And the number 1 genre of music, 2010, hip hop and rap. Hip hop and rap, 10 years, has made its way all the way from the bottom of the top 10 all the way up to the number 1 spot in 2010. We're going to jump to 2019. Latest poll. 9 years later. Top 10. We're going to start at number 10. One more time. Technopop, Latin, electro, indie rock, country music, house, alternative rock, punk, and the top 3 music genres: R&B, techno. The number 1 music genre is hip hop and rap. There has never been a time for us to do more for ourselves and for our communities. If you were around in the 90s, you would know about Earning You Records. I don't want to say the word, all right, but if you know the LOX, if you know about hip hop, if you know about Bad Boy, you know about Earning You Records, all right? Rappers were not making that kind of money back then. The industry wasn't focused on hip hop like that back then. Now, you see it. You see all the artists with the bling bling. You see them with all the jewelry on. You see them with all the nice cars. You see them with the big houses. You see Rick Ross's mansion. You see artists with their own alcohol now, Ace of Spades. You see artists in movies. You see them on commercials. There has never been a time for an artist to help themselves, help their families, and help their communities than right now. It was reported that young Dolph was he was getting ready to do his annual turkey drive. The man was getting ready to do his annual Thanksgiving turkey drive, where he goes to his community. He's making millions of dollars. He's successful. The same people who bought his records, bought his music, stream his stuff, go to his concerts. He's going back to his community to do a turkey drive, and you kill that man. I'm going to read a report. I'm just going to read a report for you guys here. It goes, young Dolph was more than a multi-platinum selling rapper to his Memphis community. He was a local activist who gave back to residents and supported local businesses. And let me pump my own brakes right here. I am not here to paint him as some goody two-shoe, some angel. I am not here to paint that. I'm not a big Dolph fan. I don't know a lot of Dolph's music. I've seen I've seen things that happened in the last few years with him. I'm not here to paint that. I'm just giving y'all a picture of what some people see him as in his community. I'm going to continue reading. Was a local activist who gave back to residents and supported local businesses. One major example of Dolph's generosity was his annual Thanksgiving turkey giveaway, which tragically was scheduled to go down on the same day that he was killed. Each year, the 36-year-old will visit the Memphis Athletic Ministries in South Memphis to host his turkey drive, donating food to families for the holiday. According to Fox, Dolph was set to hand out turkeys to his community on Wednesday the 17th, 2 p.m. local time. There is no other genre that are killing their own people. The people that are trying to help you. The people that are actually giving back to the community. The people that actually come back when they get rich, they come back to the community and spend dollars. He was spending his dollars in a local cookie shop, buying cookies and ice cream. You know how many rappers get rich and they're out of here? They don't even come around the way no more. And listen, I don't blame some artists for moving away from your neighborhoods and not coming back around. Sometimes there's a lot of hate. But you know how many artists move away and don't even come back and help the neighborhood that brought them into the game? This man was here spending his hard-earned money, still supporting local businesses. I'm going to read you guys. There were a few interviews that were done in the last day or so. There was a gentleman that said he frequently saw Dolph at the local chicken spot. Now this is a multi-millionaire, and he's at the local chicken spot. The gentleman says he normally sees Dolph buying a 2-piece of biscuit and going in his car and sit down and eat his food. Another gentleman said he bumped into Dolph at the post office, online in the post office. What celebrity you know that you go around your way and you see them on the line in the post office? I want to hear from you guys tonight. Why do we kill each other? Is it hate? Is it that people hate to see you successful? I'm going to read some comments, y'all. I see Tribal Gigolos in here. Tribal Gigolo, thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. TBJ is here. TBJ, thanks for joining the stream. TBJ, good looking out, as always. G Mafia is here. Blocker is here. Let me read some of the comments, y'all. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom first, y'all. I'm going to read Tribal Gigolo's comment. Tribal Gigolo says, you got to move away from the hood, especially if you have reached fame and fortunes, but never forget where you came from. I like that. Like I just said, there are a lot of celebrities that move out of their hoods. The same people they grew up with, the same people they fought with, the same people they cried with, the same people that came to their mom's house and ate their food, they move out of the neighborhood and they never come back. You never see them again. Whenever you see them online or you see them in the club doing it. You never see them back around the way spending money in the same community where they grew up. This man was buying chicken and fries and all that stuff in his neighborhood. Sitting in his car eating his food. He was in a local, you know nowadays you don't have to go out to buy cookies and ice cream. All you gotta do is go online and order from one of these spots and your cookies is delivered to your house. This man got in his car, drove down to the local cookie store to buy his favorite cookies in his own city. Triboro, thank you for that comment, Triboro. I see Jason's here. Jason, what up? I'm going to read Jason's comment. Jason said, what up, chat? R.I.P. Young Dolph. Far way to die, so sad. Yeah. G-Mafia says, 25 years celebrate in 1996. That's the Foxy Brown album. All Eyes on Me, 1996. The Dog Father, The Score, 1996. Hardcore. A lot of people don't know that Lil' Kim's Hardcore album and Il Nana from Foxy Brown released within a 1 week span. So they have been battling back and forth since 1996. Hardcore, Il Nana, it was written by Nas, 1996. Restricted, 7-Day Theory from Pac when he passed away in 1996. Set It Off soundtrack, fire soundtrack. I love that soundtrack. Sunset Park soundtrack and Reasonable Doubt, one of the greatest albums of all time by Jay-Z. Thank you for that, G Mafia. I see Iman is here. Iman, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it. Don't forget, hit that like button down below if you like this video. Tribal Gigolo says, never listen to Dolph, but it's a shame he can't even do good in his own community without people hating on him. R.I.P. Block of Time says, yeah, that's also around the time when Biggie Small was working on Life After Death in the beginning of 1995 all the way through 1996. All right. Why do we kill the people that are here to help us? Why do we hate success so much? Why is hip-hop the only genre that are killing their artists? And there are other genres out there that's popular. House music is popular. I remember being back in Trinidad and Tobago back in the 70s and 80s. 80s was I was in my teen in my 80s. And house music used to kill it. Doom, 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 doom. House it out. Your house music was killing it back in the 80s. I never really see any violence. House music artists getting killed. When's the last time you saw a country music artist get gunned down? Country music has been one of the biggest genres since music has started. You look at rock and roll. Rock and roll had its peak in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Rock and roll was super popular. You don't hear of anybody getting killed in rock and roll. I'm going to read this again. 2019, the top 10 genres. Number 1 is hip hop and rap. Number 2 is techno, and number 3 is R&B. Artists has never been successful like they are successful today. If you didn't live in the 80s, the 90s, yes, there were a few artists that were making some coin. Not like today. Nowadays, you will see an artist doing a TV commercial. You're getting paid for that. Nowadays, you see a movie, there's a hip-hop soundtrack on there. Yeah, they're getting paid for that. Nowadays, you see a Pepsi Sprite commercial, they're on those. They're getting paid for that. Nowadays, you see all these artists wearing Balenciaga and sporting all of these high-brand fashions, Gucci. Yes, they're getting paid for that. Nowadays, artists have franchises. Rick Ross has his Wing franchise. Artists own businesses. Yes, they're getting paid for that. Now is the time when these artists that are making this money, and let's be clear. Let's be clear. We the people are putting these artists in that position. We're the ones that's going out buying the music. We're the ones going out streaming the music. We're the ones going out buying their merch. We're the ones paying these expensive tickets to go to their shows. And we're the ones waking up every day, and the first thing we're doing, we're in our phone trying to find out what Cardi B was doing last night. So we're the ones putting these artists in those positions to be multimillionaires, rich, and some of them are coming back here trying to help their communities. Yes, there are artists out there doing drives every year. Yes, there are artists out there building schools. Yes, there are artists out there building rec centers. Yes, there are artists out there donating money to colleges. And we continue to kill them. Mo 3 got gunned down. Promising artist. I wasn't a Mo 3. I didn't follow his music. But when I started to listen to some of the things the music he was putting out, Pretty decent music. Pop Smoke. Late great Tupac Shakur. Doe B. King Von. Big L. Notorious B.I.G. Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle was in his own neighborhood. The man built what is it, a circle? He had a whole circle where he owned businesses in that area. He owned the businesses in his hood. And he's not one of those, you got those landlords, they have an apartment building here, but they live all the way out in Jersey. Yes, there are landlords that own a 5-story walk-up, but they only come to collect the rent, and they live all the way out in Syracuse. The man was at his business, hanging out with the people that's spending money in his stores. And you killed that man? The same man y'all helped get to that point and is turning around, putting money back in your community, he was employing people in his own neighborhood. Not a Walmart, not a Target, not a Gap. It's a self-owned business. Somebody that we can look at and see, this is not the CEO of Walmart I will never see in my life. No, this is someone that I can see he made it around here, and there he is. There's the business owner, Nipsey Hussle, right there. I can see that success. I can be that. I can be him. Stack bundles. Freaky Tar. Do y'all know the movement that the Lost Boys had in Queens? Do y'all know how Queens was buzzing when the Lost Boys, and I know a lot of y'all listen to these ad-libs nowadays, and who has the best ad-libs? Freaky Tar was doing ad-libs for Lost Boys back then, okay? So a lot of y'all need to pump your brakes when y'all talking about who had the best ad-lib, who started ad-libs. Freaky Tar was doing ad-libs back in the days, all right? You killed Freaky Tar at the hotel. Shorty Low. XXXTentacion. This man was spending some of his money to purchase a vehicle, which most of us do. We get success. We want to buy a nice, me in my level of success, I want to buy a nice jacket. I want to buy some, nice J's, I get a nice check. Every now and then when I get a nice check and I say, you know what, I want to buy a new fitted, you know what I mean? Buy a new snapback. Triple X was spending his money to purchase a vehicle, and y'all killed him. Bankroll Fresh. And to tell you the truth, that list, these lists, we can go on and on and on. We could go on and on and on with artists that were killed by senseless gun violence. I want to ask you a question. If we take away guns off of the streets, if we take away guns from being on the streets, would these murder rates numbers go down? Hit the comments. Let me know what y'all think. If we took away guns, would these murder rates drop? Jamel Hill posted something very interesting the other day. If you don't know who Jamel Hill is she used to be a sports writer for ESPN. She used to have a show couple shows on ESPN, and she kind of criticized Trump when Trump was in office. So she used to get into a lot of drama at ESPN. So she ended up quitting and starting. She started her own show. So now she does her own show. I think it's called Jamel Hill Unbothered. Very talented young lady. Shout out to Jamel Hill. Love her show. She said something the other day. This is what she posted. This is a small snippet of it. This is what she posted. She says, in July of 2021, Tennessee's permitless carry law went into effect, which means anyone over 21 can open or carry concealed handgun without a permit. Let me read that again. Let me read that again. In July of 2021, Tennessee's permitless carry law went into effect, which means anyone over the age of 21 can open carry or concealed carry a handgun without a permit. How do we stop senseless gun violence? Hit the comments, y'all. Let me know what y'all saying. I'm gonna go down. Again, thank you all for joining the stream as usual. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go back to Jason's post. I see Iman got some posts in there. I see Aaron Fletcher. Aaron's here. Aaron, thanks for joining the stream. Thank you very much. Big Brooklyn Nets fan. Aaron, thanks for joining the stream as always. Triborough Gigolo says the hate is real. G Mafia says you're nobody till somebody kills you. That's a famous B.I.G. line. Triborough Gigolo says Il Nana versus Hardcore, which is the better album. Triborough, I will go with Hardcore. I like them both, Triborough. I like them both. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Foxy Brown. But if you're asking me to choose, I'm going to choose Hardcore. I think Hardcore has the more memorable songs on there. And I think it's slightly, to me, slightly more iconic than Il Nana. But I love them both, Triborough. If I can choose both, if I can say draw, I would say draw. But if I had to choose, I'm going with Hardcore over Il Nana. Slightly. TBJ says 25 years for Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth. That's right. Hell on Earth hit 25 years. Shout out to the MOBB. Triborough Gigolo says that title is chilling. Look what happened to Big at G Mafia. R.I.P. G Mafia says, Triborough, you already know real hip hop. Iman is here. Iman says, maybe he was killed for what he did in the past. Let's pause there. Iman, thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. That's the first thing I thought when I saw the news, Iman. Because like I said, I don't know much about Dolph. I know who he is. I listened to some of his music, but I don't follow him like that. You know, I'm not a fan of his like that. But I did see some of the stuff that happened to him in the recent past, especially I think it was 2017. I think is when he had that beef with that other rapper. I ain't gonna call his name. And around that time, I think that's when his car or his Jeep got shot up. Thankfully, even back then, he had a bulletproof van or something. So he knew that people were trying to take his life. But I gotta say, when that happened, I stopped seeing his name in the news like that. I wasn't really seeing Dolph's name with a bunch of drama anymore. So, Iman, I thought the same thing when I saw that. Maybe something happened. And again, usually with these artists, you see all these artists, they're always walking around with their fanny packs. Most artists, you know, they wear a lot of jewelry. Most artists, you know, they have a bunch of money on them because they're always flashing it. I'm not saying that he did, but most times you would think that something like this, you would think that they want to rob the person, to take their jewelry, This does not look like that's what happened. It looked like they came there to take his life, and that was it. It did not look, I don't know the whole story. We're going to find out sooner or later, but it did seem like they came there to take his life. So Iman, great point. I'm going to read Iman's post again. Iman says, maybe he was killed for what he did in the past. G Mafia says, jealousy, envy, and competition. Jealousy is real, y'all. Jealousy is real. Jealousy is real. People that don't have what you have, sometimes they want what you have. Why you see so many robberies all the time. And sometimes they're just jealous. They don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you successful. He balling too much. Every time I see him, he looking fresh. He got a new car again? Yeah. G Mafia, jealousy, envy, competition. Tribal Gigolo says, some artists switch up and get security for being too hood and still can't escape the hood mentality. I was having a conversation with my boys the other day, Triborough, and we were talking about bulletproof cars and stuff like that. Because when you take a look at it, throughout history, a lot of artists that have been murdered, a lot of them have been murdered in their cars. So we were having that conversation of when artists are successful now, one of the first things we think that they should invest in is a bulletproof car and security. So thank you for that comment. G Mafia says, rap game is like the crack game. Ooh, y'all dropping jewels tonight. Block of Time says, 16, I watched your Freestyle Friday video with Twister. Thank you for that. Yep, don't forget, yo. Freestyle Fridays today, man. We got Twister up there. Twister gave an acapella. Go check that out. G Mafia says, they don't live by no gun. They only die by them. That was a quote from Valletta Wallace. Wow. Biggie's mom. Shout out for that quote, G Mafia. That's a nice quote. I'm going to read that again. That's a nice quote. G Mafia says, they don't live by no guns. They only die by them. And that's a quote from Valletta Wallace. Thank you for that. Triborough Jiggler says, it's the hood jealousy. People can't stand to see one of their own successful and do something meaningful with their lives. It's a dog-eat-dog world. This is something that I cannot understand. This is something that even to my age, and this is the thing. This is another thing too. The men that seem to do this, it looks like they were young. If you look at the videos, one of them pants was sagging down crazy, and they look to be pretty young men. In my age, I think with age comes wisdom. And like Triborough is saying, it's the hood jealousy. People can't stand to see one of their own succeed. That always baffles me. Because if I know you, and I came up around you, and I've seen your grind, and I've seen you get successful, why would I hate on you for being successful? That always puzzles me. And again, this man was here. He was back here. He was here getting ready to do his annual. This wasn't the first one. He was getting ready to do his annual drive where he was going to give out turkeys and give out food in the community. The school that he went to, his alma mater, he spent, I think he gave $25,000. He puts money back into the schools that he graduated from. Tribal, thank you for that comment. Nicholas Stevens is here. Nicholas, thank you for joining. Let me go back up, man. Where's it was a comment from where is this comment? I missed the comment. My bad. I'm gonna get back to it. Thank you all for the comments, man. I'm gonna read G Mafia. No, Triborough. Triborough Gigolo. Crime will always be crime, even if they take away guns. People will always find a way to inflict harm on another person to get what they want. Sadly, that may be true. Sadly, if you do take away guns, maybe knife killings will go up. That may be true. That may be true, Triborough. G Mafia says Spice 1, Born to Die. Blocker Time says facts. Clayton Phillips. Clayton, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the stream. Clayton said, what's up? Clayton, what's good? Triborough says both great albums. Triborough says favorite Hell on Earth track. Oh man, I gotta go back and look at that track listing, y'all. Hell on Earth is a good album though. I don't think it's their best album. I still hover between The Infamous and Murder Music. I go back and forth with which one of those two are my favorite album, but Hell on Earth is a hard album. Alright, that's a super street album. If I'm listening to Hell on Earth, I'm drinking and I'm listening to Hell on Earth. But my two favorite Mob albums is Murder Music and The Infamous album. Alright, let me hit some more comments here. G Mafia says, from Fred Hampton, Malcolm X, MLK, Big, Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, now this. Blocker Time says, are we going to the next versus battle predictions? Yeah, don't forget, man. Drop in the comments. Let me know who y'all want to see next on the next versus, man. We're going to jump into the Shaka Stephanie Mills in a few seconds. Let me hit some more of this comment before we do that. Let me go down to the bottom. Iman says, but that'll be dry snitching. Iman says they were saying that Yo Gotti had put a hit on him. There were. I think those two had issues in the past. But again, we will find out sooner or later what is going on. Freedom is Gold is here. Freedom is Gold. Thanks for joining. What up, bro? Shout out to the chat. And don't forget to get them likes up. Hit the like button, y'all. If you're here right now, hit the like button. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for that. Nicholas Stevens says, I got some new music for you. Nicholas Stevens is an artist, y'all. Don't forget, go into our new artists, new tracks page on the communities. Check out Nicholas Stevens. He already has a track up. Nicholas, you know how it goes. Drop me an email. Drop the MP3 file. We're definitely going to put a video together for it. Nicholas Stevens, thank you very much. We appreciate you letting us hear your music. Looking forward to the email, Nicholas. Hit us up. Drop the email. We'll try to put it out as soon as possible. Iman says Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia is next. Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia. Iman, thank you for that. Let me go to the communities page real quick. We put a poll up. We put a poll up last week. Let me go there real quick. Hold up. Iman, thank you for that, man. Thanks for the reminder. Alright. We put up a poll last week in our versus battle shorts. Next versus matchup. Who you got? 3-6 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony, or option 3? Option 3. This versus is whack. Those are your 3 options. Those are the 3 options to vote for. 3-6 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony. This versus is whack. There were 99 votes. Thank you all of y'all for voting. Whoever voted, thank you for voting. There were 99 votes. 20%, 54%, and 26%. The votes were tallied. Number 3 with 26%. No, sorry. Number 3 with 20% of the votes. 3-6 Mafia. So y'all don't think 3-6 Mafia got a chance. 20% of y'all, 3-6 Mafia, don't stand a chance. 26% of y'all says that this Verzuz is whack. Y'all is crazy. Y'all don't want to see Bone Thugs 3-6 Mafia? Number one, with 54% of the vote, Bone Thugs and Harmony. You guys got Bone Thugs and Harmony winning that. Let me know who y'all think won the Verzuz last night. I don't think it was a Verzuz last night. I actually think that Verzuz actually was one of those Verzuz where they really did celebrate each other. So shout out to Shaka Khan. Shout out to Stephanie Mills last night. Very entertaining Verzuz. The ladies were very well dressed last night. Looked very beautiful. Stephanie Mills was killing the stage last night. Shout out to Stephanie Mills. Shaka, you my girl. You know I love you, Shaka. But Stephanie Mills was killing that stage last night. Both women did sound amazing vocally as well. IG, you dropped the ball, man. Instagram, you dropped the ball last night. The whole stream, Instagram was trash, man. And I know, I get it. You want to look and use the Fight app? The Fight app is $2.99 now. I get it. No more free viewing on the Fight app. I get it. Instagram was trash. The numbers on Instagram were up and down last night as well. It was not steady. Throughout the stream last night, the numbers went up to 64,000 live, 20-something thousand. So the numbers were really up and down last night with that Verzuz. And shout out to Verzuz. Shout out to Verzuz. Whenever you guys do female Verzuz, you guys make it a point to have female DJs. I appreciate that. Most of the time you see a lot of these DJs, you see a lot of male DJs dominating the DJ world. But whenever I see these Verzuz that has normally females in there, you guys are making it your business to have female DJs taking care of the artists. I like that. Shout out to that. But yeah, you go back and look at the last few Verzuz that were in New York, and you look at this Verzuz right here. I don't know if anybody's gonna top New York Verzuz, y'all. I don't. 3-6 Mafia is coming up versus Bone Thugs. I don't think they're going to be as hyped as New York was. Hit the comments. Let me know what y'all think. I don't think any Verzuz right now, coming up right now, is going to be as hyped as the New York Verzuz was. Let me hit some of these comments. I see Nicholas Stevens say he got new music. Nicholas, looking forward to the new music. Freedom is Gold. Freedom is Gold says, yeah, but people will get caught more with knives, more evidence, DNA, etc. So at least people will get caught more and see the consequences. In comparisons, in the UK, the police don't even carry guns. So yeah, I think the span that we're moving into now with the 2000s, a lot of these people committing crimes are going to get caught, because you have to look at, right, like, this is not the 90s anymore. Almost every business has a camera. And when you commit these crimes in these kinds of areas, there are normally multiple cameras in the area. So there's going to be cameras from the dollar store. There's going to be cameras from the cookie store. They're going to have multiple camera angles. And again, in the camera angle, you can see the car that they bought, the car that they drove. They drove a white Mercedes. So the police or the detectives or whoever's in doing this case, they're going to be able to search camera footage from the highways, camera footage from a mile away, different businesses in both directions. So they'll be able to see which direction you come from, and they can follow. Believe me, detectives can follow that trail from cameras from miles and miles and miles and miles. So it's very hard nowadays to get away with these crimes. A lot of crimes you see now with people that's doing these murders, they normally get caught. Look at the homicide that was up, I think it was in Harlem or Brooklyn, where the young lady walked up, came out the car, walked up on the other girl and hit her in the head. She was caught in Florida. She fled all the way to Florida. And they got her and brought her back to New York. So technology nowadays is very hard to commit these and get away with them. Sooner or later, you're going to get caught. Iman says, it's been confirmed for December 2nd. Oh, yeah, December 2nd is the 3-6 Mafia, right? Hold up, I got it here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, December 2nd. December 2nd is the Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia. Clayton says, Block of Time, my favorite song on that album is Thug Livin'. Block of Time says, 16, I'm going with Bone Thugs and Harmony over 3-6 Mafia. A lot of people are going with Bone Thugs, man. All over the internet when I look, a lot of people are going with Bone Thugs. This might be a wash, y'all. Triborough Gigolo. Triborough says, Bone Thugs and Harmony, the group albums and solo stuff from Busy, Lazy will defeat 3-6 Mafia. Everybody is going with Bone Thugs, man. I haven't really seen anybody say 3-6 Mafia. Clayton says, Block of Time, those are good songs as well. Blocker says, let's do a album versus battle. All right, good. We can make that happen. Triborough says, Shaka Khan was a hot mess. Hold on, let me pause there. Let me pause there. Shaka was a little bit, something was going on early in the verses with Shaka. I gotta say, she redeemed herself half an hour in. Whatever was going on with her, and I did see her manager come out and change her shoes. So I did see that they were trying to address whatever was going on with her. She didn't seem like either she was there or she was just nervous or something was going on, like Triborough said. I'm not going to say what Triborough said, she was a hot mess. I love me some Shaka Khan, man. But something was going on last night, early on. Stephanie Mills was on point. Stephanie Mills was ready to go. Vocals is good. Stephanie Mills did have some issues with her DJ early on as well. Her DJ looked like she couldn't find the songs that she wanted. So they had, that whole night it started, Instagram was mess. Stephanie Mills DJ early on. Shaka Khan was, let me go back to Triborough's comment. Triborough Gigolo says, Shaka Khan was a hot mess last night. She had to hold herself accountable to her behavior. You can't come out there high as a kite and that's how you want to be remembered. I'm not going to say if she was or not. I don't know for a fact. I can say, Triborough, I saw what you saw. And I did see people say that sometimes that's her behavior, how she comes out. So, Triborough, thank you for the comment. I respect you. I respect your comments. You know that. G Mafia says, hardcore wins the battle. The title speaks for itself. Vocals, hook-wise, hardcore is strictly rap versus Il Nana. Plus, Kim topics go harder. Guns, drugs, money, sex. Again, if I had to put hardcore versus Il Nana, I'm going with hardcore, man. Yeah, hardcore got some bangers on there. Freedom is Gold says, bro, gangsters go to other countries and steal regulations plate. Trust me, I have seen real life gangsters do that. They murdered a neighbor of mine's, a gang leader, by a stolen car with stolen plates. That is true too. That is true too. That is true too. That is true too. Sometimes it may not even come from someone in your city, but that is true too. When it's going to go down, yeah, they might go anywhere to find you. Freedom, thanks for that. Triborough Gigolo says, Fox talked about the same things as Kim. Il Nana is a mafioso rap album at G Mafia. So Triborough's not off. Triborough's not off. If you listen to Il Nana, or even if you followed Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown was saying some stuff as well. I think Kim was a little more out there with it, but Foxy Brown had some stuff in her music as well. But yes, Foxy Brown was under Nas, Cormega, Nation, so Jay, so some of the stuff that, it's tough, man. It's tough going between Foxy and Kim. They're very similar. They're both fashion icons. I saw somebody post that Kim is a bigger fight. Listen, Foxy was wearing Christian Dior back then. She was doing Chanel back then. Foxy used to dress back then too. So both of them, I love them both, man. I love them both, Triborough. Block of Time says, know that Jay-Z is busy, but he deserves to do another album and a verses. Jay-Z is not done with music. Jay-Z will sprinkle music here and there, maybe even sprinkle an album here and there. We up to the hour mark. We're going to get ready to get up out of here. Let me read a few more of these comments. We got Triborough Gigolo. I love 3-6 Mafia, Mystic Styles, World Domination, As the Smoke Clears are classics. So those are all 3-6 Mafia classics. Their solo stuff, with the exception of Juicy J, first album, Trippy, aren't that good. It's going to be interesting. This next verses is going to be very interesting, yo. And I just saw Iman put Blueprint versus Stillmatic. I'm putting Blueprint over Stillmatic all day, every day, Iman. Stillmatic is a great album. Stillmatic is a great album. Great comeback. Great comeback from, what was the one before Stillmatic? I think the album before Stillmatic wasn't, to me, wasn't up to par. Stillmatic is a great album. But when you compare it, Iman, with Blueprint, I'm going Blueprint every day. Back to Triborough. I think this verse is going to be very interesting because when you look at this matchup, right? These two groups, they've been talking a lot of smack. If you're online and you're in social media for the last year, maybe even more, if you follow Jason been putting some stuff out there. Shout out to Jason. Bone Thugs, they've been calling for verses for a long time. Bone Thugs and Harmony have been calling to do a verses for a long time. They've been waiting for this. They feel like if they don't get the respect that they should get, Bone Thugs are ready for this. 3-6 Mafia, I don't think that, and I saw is it Country Black, whatever his name, I can't remember his name, Crunchy, I think Crunchy Black. Crunchy Black was talking about this on Vlad some time back too. He thinks that they should do a versus. So I think with these two groups, when this versus happens, there's going to be a lot of, this is going to be a versus. This is going to be two groups which are going to respect each other. They're going to have mutual respect for each other. But they're going to go at each other. They're going to try to show dominance on that stage. They're going to try to show who has the better catalog. They're going to go, oh, they play that song? Oh, you know what? We got to... This is going to be an interesting versus. This is what concerns me, Triborough. This is what concerns me. How is the crowd going to react? Because when you have these verses, depending on the venue, depending how big the venue is, depending on how the venue is set up, depending on the crowd reaction. The crowd reaction is going to energize those two groups. So you're going to have Bone Thugs fans and you're going to have Mafia fans all in the same room. Are they going to be intertwined with each other, or are they going to be on separate sides? So how is the crowd going to react when this versus is going down? And here's another thing. Like I told y'all before, New York has had some amazing verses. New York has had some of the most successful verses recently. Anybody coming after New York, they're going to have to show out. You cannot do a versus right now and bomb. If you bomb on versus, everybody's going to compare you to the last New York verses. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. If they go out there and they're playing their records and they're talking over their verses, people are going to bring it up. If they go out there and they don't know their own lyrics, people are going to bring it up. If they go on there and they're looking like they're high as a kite and they can't perform, people are going to they have a high hill to step up to with this next verses, yo. So I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. I want to see how it goes down. I want to see who wins it. I want to hear the song selections. And both of the groups, I think they're both two iconic groups. But I want to hear the sound selection, how they go back and forth from track to track. We at the hour and 5 minutes. We're going to get ready to get up out of here. I'm going to hit a few more of these comments before we get up out of here. Where we going? Iman says Project Pat was a member. I don't know for sure. I just saw Project Pat do he did a DJ Vlad, a Vlad TV interview too. I'll check on that. Tribal says QB's Finest compilation was 2000, then Stillmatic. The QB Finest compilation, I don't know if I can count that as a Nas album. Is that the album where it has the QB symbol with the QB with the chain? I don't know if I count that as a Nas album. Let me see if I find Nas. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me go Nas Wiki. It's the album before Stillmatic. I just felt like it wasn't up to par. Let me get the album. Let me see if I'm talking about. All right, so Stillmatic, Nostradamus, right? So Nostradamus came out in 1999, and then Stillmatic. Nostradamus was not that good of a Nas album, and you got to remember, Illmatic was amazing. It Was Written was amazing. I Am was solid. Nostradamus is when he tried to do a little bit of R&B, and it bombed on him. And like I said, he came back with Stillmatic after that. So to me, that was his comeback album. And that's when Jay woke him up. He was sleeping. He wasn't doing music like that. He wasn't really into the music. And that's when Jay did take over. And then Nas just caught a second wind. So yes, Nostradamus, then Stillmatic. Thank you for that, Tribal. G Mafia. Let me go back up. Tribal says, without all 5 members for Bone, I don't know. The votes might sway to 3-6 Mafia. That's one thing I hate about these verses. I don't like verses when all the members are not there. So that's going to be important too. We're going to look out for that. G Mafia. Foxy Brown really didn't mention drugs on her tracks, and she was more R&B versus Lil' Kim with features and hooks. Yeah, I don't really remember too much drug stuff with Foxy, but Foxy did have a lot of sexual appeal, and Foxy had a lot of crossover appeal because Foxy is Trinidadian, so she had that accent, and then she did a lot of stuff with the reggae artists as well too, Spraga and all those other guys. So Foxy did have a lot of crossover appeal with herself too. All right. Triborough said the California crowd last night was boring. If Shaka and Steph were here in New York City, it would have been lit. Anything in New York City is lit, yo. New York City, we different here, man. We different here. We love music. We love hip-hop. We love R&B. We love our artists, yo. If you do anything in New York and you put it in the right venue, New York always comes out, man. Shout out for that comment, Triborough. That's facts. Bring it to New York. Freedom is Gold says, Project Pat is the brother of one of the 3-6 Mafia's members. Okay, thank you for that, Freedom. Freedom is Gold also says, I think Juicy J's brother. Triborough says, you can't have one of the best mafioso rap albums ever and not mention drugs, guns, sex, money, and murder. It's part of the mafioso genre. Yeah. You look at the Firm album. Yeah. Shout out to Foxy. Shout out to the Firm. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Cormega, Nature. Yeah, Triborough. I like that. Triborough Gigolo says, Nas had a couple joints on QB Finest album, but not a real Nas album. Yeah, I don't think QB... I like the QB Finest album, but yeah, as a Nas album, I was talking about Nostradamus and then Stillmatic. Nicholas Stevens says, I would like to see Method Man and Nas battle. Woo. Remember, Method Man already went. Method Man did the Redman, right? Method Man versus Redman. But a Method Man versus Nas, I might have to go Nas, yo. I might have to go Nas. If I go Method Man, I love Method Man. Method Man got flow. Method Man got joints. Method Man got hella tracks to choose from. Don't get me wrong. Method Man got mad tracks to choose from. But if Method Man and Nas were to do a versus, I'm going with Nas, yo. Shout out to Method Man. No disrespect, Meth. You know you my man, Takal. but I would have to go with Nas. Block of Time says, yeah, just like that Fat Joe and Ja Rule versus, that Drip versus was fire. New York stand up. Block of Time says, Nicholas, Method Man will kill Nas. I don't know, man. I don't know. Jason is here. Jason says, Stephanie Mills won off of being sober. Oh, man. Yo. I'm not touching her. Shaka Khan. Shaka, that's Jason and Triborough saying that, Shaka. I didn't say that, Shaka Khan. Shaka, I didn't say that, man. But again, Triborough and Jason is bringing up good points. There was something going on with Shaka Khan last night, and her first half hour was lackluster, to say the most. But she did pick it up. She did pick it up later in the verses. All right, but like Jason says, yeah, man. And Triborough is co-signing, right? LOL, yo. I ain't touching that, man. Yeah, Stephanie Mills, Shaka, come join the show, man. That's not me. That's these dudes here, man. I'm gonna hit one more, yo. G Mafia, Triborough. I'm going by the genres of the songs. Foxy was R&B versus Lil Kim, Get Me Home versus No Time. Excuse me. Versus No Time. Get Me Home versus No Time. I'll Be versus Crushing You. Lil Kim was more of rap. I wouldn't say G Mafia more of rap because they were both, again. If you look at Foxy's career, Foxy has a broad hip hop career. Foxy is hardcore. Remember, Foxy came up under Nas and Hov. Lil Kim came up under Biggie, Bad Boy Records, The Lox, G Dep, Black Rob. Foxy did a lot of R&B stuff where she did her stuff for her ladies. Lil Kim did a lot of tracks for her ladies. When you talk about female hip hop albums, best female albums of all time, Lauryn Hill, MC Lyte, Rhapsody, Queen Latifah, Lil Kim, Foxy. It's both of them are in there, man. So G Mafia, I get it. Jason says, I got Bone over 3-6 Mafia. Everybody is going with Bone, man. Everybody is going with Bone. Iman says, peace, everyone. Iman, thanks for joining the stream as well. I got to get ready to get up out of here. Nicholas says, that would be good battle, Block of Time. Block of Time said, Method Man got a lot of songs with Wu-Tang Clan and his solo albums. And I think Method Man have a song with Busta Rhymes. It's going to be tough, y'all. Let me hit the bottom down here. G Mafia, Foxy Brown features Drew Hill, Blackstreet, Case. Lil Kim features Jay-Z, Biggie, Mobb Deep, Puffy. Okay, I see where you're going with it. All right. And then Triborough Gigolo says, Kim did R&B stuff too. Kim did a lot of R&B stuff too. Remember Total, No One Else, remix. Listen, we can go back and forth on that all night, G Mafia, Triborough. We love them both. If that would be a versus, that would be an amazing verse. Listen, if Foxy and Kim do a versus, yo, man. Hit the like button down below if you're watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below. We got some more stuff coming this week for you. We got the Bars of the Titans segment. We're going to put that into a mixtape for y'all. So if you like Bars of the Titans, go to the channel, go check out Bars of the Titans, go look at all the Bars of the Titans. But we're going to be putting together a mixtape for y'all. Look out for that. I'm going to need y'all to hit that and watch that. Go look at Freestyle Friday. Twister is doing the Freestyle Friday. Thanks for Jason. Always recommending ill stuff. Jason was talking about that for the longest, man. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for joining the stream tonight. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to see y'all soon. Let's stop killing each other. And rest in peace to Dolph, man. It's hard for me to see people doing good things for our communities. Because let's be honest, y'all. Let's be honest. A lot of people, if you get rich and you get successful, you want to buy a house somewhere and have you raise your family. Sometimes you don't want to live in the hood where you came up hard. You want to change your life. You want to have a better life for yourself. Artists don't have to come back to the hood where they grew up, where most of their hard times were. You know, if you can build a better life for yourself and move away and be happy, your kids are happy, your kids are safe. They don't have to worry about certain things in certain neighborhoods. I can see that, man. But when people are coming back, spending money in the same neighborhoods where you live, keeping that money, spending money in local businesses, spending money to help other people in your communities, helping to build schools and build churches, and that's putting money back into your communities. We should not be taking these people away. This is gonna leave a big void for that community, because again, he was just poised to do his annual food drive. What's going to happen next year? Is somebody else going to carry that and do the food drives? How many people has that affected right now that won't have a turkey for Thanksgiving, won't have food to put on their table for Thanksgiving? How many people were looking forward to going and coming out and seeing Dolph and all that stuff? How many people at the shows, when you go to do a show, are employed by the venue that has jobs? How many people are doing merch and selling merch on the side, making a little extra money because of him? This affects so many things. There's so many aspects we can go into of how this one death can affect certain things. But like you guys were saying tonight, the hate, the jealousy, it's got to stop, man. All we doing is hurting ourselves. All right, so y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming through.